Good morning, you guys. In today's video, we are gonna go grocery shopping in Albania. We're here at Big Market, which I googled and learned is the most popular and largest supermarket chain here in Albania. We're here in the city of Shkodër, up in northern Albania. We just came back from camping in the Albanian Alps, and in fact, we just jumped into the river just a few hours ago. It was an absolute blast, and now we're excited to explore more of the city and shopping here in Albania. Well, already pulling up is a little interesting. There are only 7 parking spots. And we're in a pretty crowded area, so I'm not so sure if there's like parking somewhere else. I have not seen any. We chose to park right in front of the store, and in front of me I can see a little shopping cart area. I think there are like 3 shopping carts, so already a different experience. I'm really excited to go inside and see what it's like. We just walked through the doors, and to the left was the pharmacy area, and then here we are in like the home goods, household items section. So I'm seeing soap, wet wipes, what are these?
Pads.
Pads, diapers, baby stuff, and then it looks like on the other section is more of the food. Wow, awesome. The kids have some little Albanian books that they're looking at as we explore this grocery store. A fun choice of music, familiar.
The first snacks that we came across, it looks like a few of them are from other Eastern European countries, Romania, Turkey, here in Albania as well. So kind of fun to see those as well. We're going to be making our way towards past like the chips, the drinks, the alcohol, until we make it to the cheese, cream, and fresh produce.
We're here in the wine section, which is not that large, especially compared to the supermarkets that we're used to in Italy, but the prices is ranging. It looks like the highest wine that we see is 49.49 lek. That's the currency here in Albania, and then the cheapest one I'm seeing is like 4.99. So there's a wide range.
So I made it over to the yogurt dairy section here, and it looks like there are a lot of fun different types of yogurts and cheeses here, including these that have like green and black olives in them. Fun. This one, it looks like it's some sort of nut. I haven't translated it, but this one I wanted to show you just because it's in a clear package. Any guesses? It probably is blueberry. Blueberry. So anyway, I'll translate this to be for sure, because it might be a fun thing to try. And then it does look like they have cow, goat, sheep cheese as well. That's one of the dishes that we really loved in one of our previous videos here in Theth, just an hour or so away from us here. We had an amazing dish where it was olive oil, cheese, baked with a little bit of tomatoes and like other peppers. So delicious. Absolutely loved the cheese.
Okay, and as I'm looking at the cheese here, I'm seeing that it is 10.49 lek, and the wine, the cheapest one, was 4.99. So it's kind of funny to me that this cheese is like double the cost of the cheapest wine. I'm kind of just laughing that cheese is more expensive than wine.
One thing that's a little bit different about these cheese prices, at least for this one, is the prices are listed per kilogram. You would usually think that like the price was right on the package, but this is only a quarter, 250 grams, so it's not like 1700 leka.
But it doesn't say the price, right?
No, it just has the weight, and then you have to do the math yourself to find out exactly what it is.
So I'm down here looking at what are in these containers, and this is actually sour cream. This is a big container of sour cream. This is a traditional kind, but something I find that's really cool is that there are multiple brands of sour cream with peppers. I've never seen that before, but it's cool to see. It looks like a bell pepper. Most of them are like yellow. In fact, all of them have like a yellow bell pepper picture. On the top, you can kind of see it, and I think they're just like diced in here. And this one says spicy and cut, and there is some English, so that helps. Hefty container of white goat cheese. And I did mention that a lot of them are in English, and we found that a lot of people here speak English. So we looked, and this is 900 grams. There's a lot of liquid in it, so it's sitting in a liquid, but I'm excited because we'll definitely walk away with a couple things to try, and I think cheese is going to be one of them. And here in Shkodër, there are 2 big market stores to come at. looking at the map, there was one that was more in the central store, and then this one that was a little further. I thought this one would be better because we're in a big van. Who knew what parking looked like? To be honest, it's a little bit smaller of a store than I assumed. I'm kind of getting the feeling of like a quick stop in, grab what you need, and go. I mean, there is a lot here. I mean, there is a butcher and like a little bakery cheese section. So maybe this is a normal. We don't know. We're not familiar with this. I would envision the cheese and dairy section to be a bit larger, but with that, there's still quite a large selection, and Tanner and I are recognizing a lot of the brands here.
A lot of fig spreads and stuff.
These are the same.
So we just checked out of there, but we're not done shopping yet. There's actually the produce outside, so we're gonna go and take a selection. We ended up getting this cheese and then Milka, a very familiar brand we're used to in Europe, but I have never seen the raspberry cream flavor. So we got that, and then we wanted to try a new little treat. So this one is milk chocolate coated bar with caramel and biscuit. The three of these came out to be $7.37 US dollar or $6.37 lek.
What's probably the most unique thing of this whole shopping experience is that the fruit and vegetables are actually outside. So there was no produce, I'm pretty sure no produce inside. You come out here, you tell the ladies what you want, they put it on a scale and tell you how much the price is. So not sure how much we actually ended up paying today, more than what normally should be, because obviously we don't speak Albanian, so the prices were probably inflated. But maybe not, maybe it was just this is the going rate, that's what we got. It's fun, they literally just wrote on the piece of paper like it's this much lek or this much euro, kind of like a street market experience. Giving the grapes a little wash down.
I got this free, a real big grape, and it's for free. No, got one too. Here's, I'm gonna try this.
Is it a plum? Looks like a plum.
It's a plum.
Ooh.
A green plum.
What do you think?
What do you like that?
Is it sweet or sour?
No. Just like a little bit both.
Well, not gonna lie, that was one of the more interesting supermarket experiences we've had. Not inside, it wasn't just, I feel like the lack of parking, having the produce outside is really unique, and yeah, just like different vibes for sure. I loved the dairy section. Wouldn't you say that was like one of the best?
Yeah, I think that was probably the best section because it was different types of cheeses.
Unfortunately, the meat section was fairly small. There was quite a bit of frozen meats. And one thing I wanted to point out is that there was a little tiny frozen berry section, and I think there was like a couple packages of like blueberries and raspberries. But it's really cool to see like a lot of it all fresh, and like it
part
seemed
of the
like
season. Yeah, I think that's the nice part, is it's like seasonal fruits and vegetables too, which is good. But overall, a really fun experience. Of course, this is not for like all of Albania. I'm sure there are so many more stores that offer a bigger selection. This just happened to be our experience today at the big market.
Okay, while Tanner figures out where we're going to next, I want to make a couple more comments about the supermarket. First thing is that we're seeing a ton of the same brands. So as you heard, I listed off a few brands in the dairy section, but when we went to the dry aisles, there were a lot of Italian products. All of the pasta was basically from Italy, and there were a lot of the shelf-stable breads like croissants, stuffed croissants, crackers, biscuits, pastries. Really a lot in packages were Italian brands. So we're very familiar with that. It's nice because we kind of know what our preference would be if we were here for a longer time and we're, you know, really shopping and stocking up on food. When we do these videos, we like to go look at like the spreads. And as Americans, we like to look to see if there's peanut butter options. Here, in fact, there was peanut butter. There were two different kinds. They also have a lot of Nutella, and then they have a different hazelnut spread, which when I looked to see where it was from, it was funny because it listed Albania, Greece, or Turkey. And it it said that it will have like a different letter depending on where it's created in. I couldn't tell exactly which country like the one that I was looking at was from, but it was funny because the label said it could be from any. Aside from Italy, I would say Greece and Turkey were probably the next common countries we saw that products were imported from, and there was also plenty here from Albania. We saw a little bag with rice in it, which was fun. It was just open air where you could get some and put it in a bag to check out. And then looking at the chocolate section, I was kind of surprised there wasn't a lot of other variations from what I've seen before. There wasn't any Ritter Sport, but there was Mercy. There was a lot of Kinder. So again, that's an Italian brand, a lot of different Kinder brands. The few that we talked about at the beginning video were honestly the ones that were kind of new to us.
So this morning at our campsite, we decided to try some of the things that we got at the supermarket yesterday. One of them being this cheese, which I had asked the butcher, like I said in the video, what cheese this was, like if it was blueberries, and she said, oh, it's very good, very good. Thankfully, after I translated it this morning, it is indeed blueberry cheese. So I've got a little piece here that I cut, and as you can see right here, it has the blueberries, both sides, and a little bit of maybe blueberry coming through there. I'm gonna give it a try just alone by itself. Very creamy. I can't say I got like a ton of blueberry flavor. Let me try again. I think just a very subtle taste of blueberries in there, but still a very good cheese. I would consider this a little bit on the stronger side of cheeses. Next we're gonna try this Albany Slim. It looks like a Twix, caramel Twix from the States, and kind of a funny play on words, Albany. Honestly, this tastes just like a caramel Twix from the States. I'm not a huge fan of them because I've never really loved caramel, but this one is just like, it's not as like crunchy, but still fun to try.
Well, that is it for our Albanian supermarket video. We hope you enjoyed going through the grocery store with us and watching us taste test some things.
Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and go ahead and check our other supermarket videos that we've done in other countries around the world.
Bye.
Ciao.
Go.